The revival of Roblox Pokemon games. After many years of controversy, Roblox Pokemon style games are finally returning to Roblox, and today we'll be talking about the long history of them on the platform. Exhibit A, the death of Roblox Pokemon games. In 2014, the first Roblox Pokemon game that I remember playing was actually Project Pokemon, which was the game that really started the eventual wave of actually good Pokemon games on Roblox. Essentially, Project Pokemon was a game in which followed the Pokemon Fire Red storyline to a T, to the gems, the routes in other areas, but just remodeled on Roblox. One of the biggest issues of Project Pokemon was the roulette system, where you could use Robux to spin for Pokemon, which basically made trying to find Pokemon obsolete when you could just gacha spin for it, and this would lead to the game becoming disliked over another game that would eventually release later on. It was one of the only Pokemon games back then to actually feature an Elite Four and be a sort of completed game, so that's why some people actually preferred it to Brick Bronze back in the day. But before that, we had Pokemon Fighter EX. Probably one of the most nostalgic games for me personally. Basically, Pokemon Fighter EX was the game where you could literally become a Pokemon in a mystery dungeon style game. Now the game just looks goofy, but I guess that was the charm of it all those years ago. But not only did the regular Pokemon games hit Roblox, when the release of Pokemon Go took the world by storm, the hype was immense. And lo and behold, we had a game called Roblox Pokemon Go. And this game was basically a time capsule back to 2016. And you had YouTubers like Dan TDM and Think Noodles literally coming to Roblox to play these Pokemon ripoffs back then. The game put you in a city where you walked around in Roblox instead of real life. This game was every fat kid's dream back when Pokemon Go dropped. All these games were great, but the one game that stood tall among them was the greatest Roblox game of all time, Pokemon Brick Bronze. Isn't it ironic that the best game on Roblox is a ripoff of an actual game? Pokemon Brick Bronze was so ahead of its time. It had 3D sort of 2D sprites from the 3DS era games, and it featured an entirely fan-made new storyline where you start off in a little town called Midas Town in a region called Roria, and you were quickly introduced to your rival. And you do the normal Pokemon stuff like pick a starter, but in this game you had a choice of starters up until Gen 6 or 7, I'm pretty sure, which is very different and gave the game tons of replayability. And as you're going through the world unraveling the plans of Team Eclipse, which is this game's version of Team Rocket, as you battle your way through hardships to save your parents from the evil team, and you meet legendary Pokemon and have an epic adventure across the world of Roria. That's just a brief overview, but not only did this game have a great storyline to guide you along, the gem puzzles were unique and some of the battles were actually tough, and there were over 700 Pokemon featured in the game. The PvP scene, due to the mass selection, was brimming. The game itself was mainly free to play with no real game passes besides Shiny Charm and stuff like that, but we would of course know that this would actually be the downfall of the game. April 18th, 2018. This would be the day that everything changed. Lando, the creator of Pokemon Brick Bronze, put out a statement on Twitter that Brick Bronze would be getting discontinued as Game Freak decided to be forcing them to shut their doors under copyright infringement laws. And after that, Game Freak also went for every single other Pokemon game on the platform the following days. Why did this happen? The reason Pokemon fan games are able to be made is because developers get absolutely no money from the projects. This wasn't the case with Pokemon games or Roblox. They weren't non-profit and were actually making thousands, and we already know how greedy Nintendo is, but that didn't make the Roblox community give up on this game. Even to this day, you can find games like Project Polaro, Project Bronze Forever, and Pokemon Advance, all games that are on this site being re-uploaded to continue on these games' legacy. Lando would go on to form Llama Train and make Loomian Legacy, while Wish Z would go on to make Doodle World. But there's one tiny problem with that. Exhibit B, the issue with Roblox Pokemon fan game. Loomian Legacy and Doodle World both were games released by the original developers of the big two of Pokemon games on Roblox. But both had so many issues through their development cycle that nowadays even the copies of their original work beats out both of their new projects, with Doodle World sometimes struggling to maintain 1,000 players and Loomian Legacy struggling at just over 1,000 players. Why is this the case? Well, starting with the issues of Loomian Legacy. Since it was the first to come out of the two, Loomian for its first years out or so saw massive development changes, with updates coming out sorta smoothly for a brand new game. But once Atlantean City started development, everything slowed to a crawl. It ended up becoming a yearly wait for major updates, and even when the updates came, they were lackluster to say the least. So people just ended up giving up on Loomian Legacy and the dev team for lack of communication and very slow updates. Doodle World is next. This game just suffered from simply having too many repetitive event updates. Like the recent Valentine and Christmas updates are so grindy and have such low rates for skins for any of the doodles that it became tiring to play, and people even compare the game to simulators on Roblox due to problematic gameplay for the events. Not to mention the PvP in both games not being anywhere as good as Brick Bronze, probably due to the fact that they don't already have the Pokemon based formula, so the balancing for the typings suck in these games because for some reason the developers don't know how to balance the PvP. Exhibit C, the future of Pokemon games on Roblox. The one game that comes to mind as the future of Pokemon games on Roblox is Pocket Anime.
That's what I'm talking about. This shit means something to me, man.
Real music, man. Come back home.
The recent Pokemon style game to take Roblox by storm. The game takes anime and Pokemon and mixes them together to form an almost damn near perfect formula for a game in this genre. I have full faith that this game will revive Pokemon games on Roblox and actually be alive for quite some time as long as the development team stays updating the game. Pocket Anime starts you in a town that is being destroyed as you have to run outside of your house and you are met with the choice of 4 starters including Sasuke, Ichigo, Luffy, and Majin Buu. I picked Majin Buu and had a battle against Yoshikage Kira from JoJo Bizarre Adventure. And instantly after that battle, you could feel the quality of the game instantly. From the beautiful, bright, and vibrant graphics to the stellar models for the characters and Animon alike, and the scenery just around you. The game has a top-down view, which is akin to old Pokemon games on the DS and down, which is a really nice touch since no other Pokemon game Roblox has quite took this approach. The game has side missions you can do, which introduce you to the world, and even there is side missions that are canon from One Piece, where you literally encounter a sea beast with Luffy, just like in the show. Then there is a library quest which teaches you about the basic weaknesses of each Animon that you will be fighting. The main missions have cutscenes which are beautifully animated, and even some of the side missions are also animated and look super high quality as well. The game was in early access too, so there's only 2 areas you could explore, which is the starter town and of course the first route. The first route is jam-packed full of content in different areas to explore and catch Animon. You had chests around the map that you could open up for rewards just like in normal Pokemon games, and you also had the multitude of trainer battles to participate in. Not to mention the side missions were so fun to do as it took you through different parts of the route, which is exactly what a side mission should do in a game. You could find so many different Animon ranging from normal bandits to Zoro from One Piece all the way to Gaara from Naruto. The route itself had more gameplay than most routes in real Pokemon games, which is insane for a Roblox game to be able to do that. Then there was a rival battle which was incredibly difficult, but that was the fun part. Figuring out how to take down this overpowered team with your Animons was so much fun, and it was so satisfying once you took them all down. Chat, I think we win.
Chat, we won.
Yeah! And we already know from the different trailers that there's gonna be all different types of areas, from Demon Slayer, from One Piece. I mean, they have so much done in the game already. You're gonna be able to fight on the Baratier, like so many different types of characters that have already been confirmed. And of course, there's evolutions in the game as well. And the game has shinies. Like, bro, this game is the now. Also, other games that have been announced, like Delay of Tanorio, which still looks like a good game, but could be another Loomian legacy situation in my opinion, since they've already delayed the game multiple times before the launch of the game. But in this game, you actually have voice acting, which has never been done in any other Pokemon game. Even the real Pokemon games don't have voice acting.
Guess who I was hoping to see right now?
What is this nigga doing?
You also have Elion Adventures, which also looks really good too. There's not much info on this game, but that all culminates to this. This year, we are absolutely eating when it comes to Pokemon games on Roblox, and finally, Brick Bronze fans and Project Pokemon fans will rejoice as we can finally be able to play these spectacular upcoming games. I know we all missed the OGs, but as with everything, a legacy was left behind, and we are seeing it now through these beautiful passion projects that hopefully will fill the void that we have had for so many years after the takedown of all the Pokemon games back in 2018. But as I say in the video, if you guys enjoyed this video and like some more content like this one, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below which Pokemon type game you are excited for the most this year, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.